In this video, we're going to catch up with the moves for the price of oil and gold and see what are the big levels to watch in the days ahead. Hello, I'm David Jones from Capital.com. This is our weekly catch up with what's been going on with gold and oil. We'll take a look at gold towards the end of the video. It did have something of a big sell-off on Thursday of this week. But let's start off with oil. It's an interesting one, oil, I think, because it has an impact on so much of the world economy. In the last week or so, we've seen Brent Crude oil, the sort of the UK version of oil, get pretty near to a 4-year high. And already there's talk about $100 a barrel. Is that possible before the end of the year? US crude oil is slightly different. It has pushed up to those highs from earlier this year in May, just shy of $74 a barrel. So it's a really interesting market to watch. So let's get into the charts, take a look at them and see, is this a selling or a buying opportunity with oil back up to these old highs? Here's our daily chart for the price of US crude oil. We've been looking at this trend quite a bit over recent months, where the market rallied from $42 in June of last year as high as $74 recently. Since then, we have had this wide sideways range. What's interesting, I think, is over the last few days, it's rallied back up. We're currently trading around about 72. And of course, we've seen what a problem this zone has been since May, from about 73 through to 74. So I think one way of definitely looking at this, if the price of US crude oil is going to run out of steam anywhere and start turning down, this is the place. So one strategy would be to think about going short up here with stops above $74 a barrel. And if we're going to see history play out, we'd expect to see the market push back towards the mid 60s again, at least. We have seen sort of 63 through to 67 prop the price up. So at the moment, the risk is for it to run out of steam out of here. But let's just take a look and think about what happens if 74 breaks. We'll look at Brent crude oil in a minute, the UK oil. But if 74 breaks, it is a major breakout. And then I think we have to start looking at much more aggressive targets on the upside, maybe up to $80 a barrel for US crude as the next target. Looking at the RSI down here, we're approaching overbought. We're not quite overbought yet. The last time it was overbought on the RSI, we'd have to go back to June of this year. But I think it's really interesting up here because it has consistently run out of steam at these levels in the past. The sellers have come back in. So for now, at least, we would expect the price of oil to be under a bit of pressure. Let's take a look at Brent crude. So here's a quick look at Brent oil. It's quite a different chart, this. We have seen it push out to almost to 4-year highs, trading at the moment above $81. This one has managed to break through those old highs from earlier in the summer, the ones we were looking at 74 on US crude oil. So a bit of a difference in behavior between the two oil mixes at the moment. You know, for me, it's the US crude oil I tend to watch. So I'd still be watching that $74 a barrel area on US crude. Looking at Brent down here, getting near to overbought on the RSI. Again, not quite in it yet, but it has broken out. Let's see if it can hang on to this breakout. But I think for now, US crude oil may be the one to watch, and that's $74 a barrel level. So two very different looking charts there. We've got Brent crude breaking out, US crude still trapped below those old highs. I think for me, because we have seen this $72 to $74 hold so well over recent months, at the moment, I think the risk is that maybe we see the sellers come back in and the price get pushed down. I just wonder if some of the stuff I'm reading about $100 a barrel is maybe getting a little bit carried away with the strength that we've seen in UK crude. Let's see what the next week brings. But for US crude, 74 is the really big one to watch. Let's take a look at gold. We've been trending lower in gold since April, May of this year. A bit of a big sell-off on Thursday. Let's see what this means for the trend. So here's the price of gold. Not much to add, really. It's been a pretty dull month up until sort of Thursday of this week. We have seen the market just trade pretty sideways. I've been saying for a while now, gold just can't seem to hang on to any gains above $1,200. We got hit quite hard on Thursday. The test will be if it sells off even further from here, does it hold above 1170, the lowest for August? But that trend from the April highs around about 1360 an ounce is still very much intact, and it needs to break what I'd say 1220, where the trend line's coming in, to finally shake off this slide it's been in. But you can see still weak, fairly big sell-off on Thursday. If it sells off deeper, let's watch 1160. But for now, the trend on gold still definitely down. So for now, nothing's changed for that bigger downtrend. In fact, you could say the weakness on Thursday just confirmed it, and we need to break through 1220 to shake off this trend, the downtrend. If it weakens further from here, let's see what happens if we get back to those old lows. If it breaks below, we'd expect further weakness to come. So I think maybe it's got a bit more interesting again, gold, after having a fairly dull few weeks. We'll start wrapping things up there as usual. If you have any questions or comments, just leave us a message in the comments down below. We do read all of them. If you like the video, then please click on the thumbs up. It does help us to reach a wider audience and to never miss out on the content we produce during the week, whether it's trading strategies, gold, oil, foreign exchange, cryptocurrencies, all this sort of stuff. Just make sure you're subscribed by clicking the subscribe button. And if you click the alarm bell notification, you get automatically notified every time we upload a new video. And finally, to find out more about Capital.com, see what markets we cover, open a demo account, open a real account. If you click on the logo above my shoulder, it'll take you to the website where you can find out more. But for this week, from me, David Jones, and Capital.com, we'll leave it there, and I hope you have a good trading week.